How's it going, guys? Just a little update before the new year. I got the 6-gallon going, and I've added some zoas from Fish Guy Mike. The last video I was down there, I picked some up. And I just wanted to point out, guys, you have to give it time. I'm not super happy with the way it looks right now. It doesn't look like there's a lot of coralline developing, but it's only been about 5 or 6 weeks now, I think, maybe more. I decided to take the top off, the glass top, and after I took the glass off the top, it just seemed to get cleaner and more clear. I think the oxygen exchange is probably better. I haven't done any testing on this. I've done a few water changes, 50% water changes. I've added the Smith's damsel, and he seems to be doing okay. And what I've decided is to add the water top off. I just got tired every 3 days pouring a little cup in, so I have this 5-gallon container. It's servicing my 10-gallon and this, and I've decided not to use the Smart ATO. I'm using the Digiton float switch. I've had really good success with that on my 20. It's been 6 months in there, it's never faulted, no problem whatsoever, and I did my little DIY. I'll show you what I did in here with that. I'm going to add corals here that will cling to the rock, not grow off. The last time I had the 6-gallon up and running, I had some corals growing off it and they became really crowded in there. So I'm going to stick to the corals that'll stay close. Mushrooms, zoas, I'm going to let the zoas grow. It'll be very cool, I think. Let me show you the setup up top, the way I have it with the Digiton in there. So here's the Digiton in the back there. I did the DIY on it, so it's magnetized. Shit. Oh, there it is. See, it's magnetized to the back here. And then one magnet in here. All right, so that's working really well. This is a red mulmy type algae here. It's not a slime. It's a red algae, and if you recall, this came from my brother's tank, some of these rocks, and he had this red growing in there. So it's actually not a bad algae. I imagine if this was in my 75, the tang and the fox face would love this. That's what's going on in the 6-gallon. I have some brown stringy algae here. When I clean this, it kind of clings on, but it still needs time to really develop and grow. This tank, it's still young because it's just started. All right, that's it for the 6-gallon. Now, the Berghia. Since the Berghia were put in, I have cropped back a lot of the algae in here. I had tons of it in here, and I thought, I'm going on vacation, so I thought I better take some out, let it grow back in. Let me take a look at it before I leave. So I have to say 100% success with the Berghia. My guess is the Berghia is laying eggs. And I've also noticed that my population of Aptasia has diminished, guys. So they're doing their job in there. Look at that. So now the problem is if they run out, they die. So I'm not so sure what to do at this point. Maybe I could put rocks in here from the tanks that have the Aptasia on them and see if they'll just eat it off the rock and then put the rock back. They completely removed all the Aptasia. There was one left when I took the algae out, which was just a few days ago, and I just scraped that off the glass. So I'm gonna say a success with them, and if I collect the money, I'll put them in my 20, which has 7 or 8 nice big ones in here. They haven't spread, which is a good sign. And while we're here, I thought I'd show you the 20. This is a split mushroom right here. This is 2 now. I thought it was one large one, and it was stretching out, and then it split in 2. So now I have 1 and 2 of these mushrooms. I'd like to see that split. That would be very cool. And my zoas, my orange zoas on here are starting to grow. I noticed the mushrooms down here beginning to spread, but you can see how the Aiptasia keep them from fully opening. This red one here was way down here, so it's moved away. I'd like to get rid of those. And obviously the green star polyp is blanketing the bottom of the tank, and it's also growing up the stalk of the Kenya tree. And my hammer looks really nice. The hammer is nice in here. They look like roses. It's doing really well. It's got quite a few more heads on it. Remember, this started with, I believe, 2 small heads when it was in my 6-gallon. I'm gonna save what happened to my 75-gallon. If you notice, there's some SPS missing. I had disaster. I'll tell you when I get back. I'll make a video of that. You know, I had some issues here, I'll let you know.